My friends, it is the 2nd of March 2024 and I'm here in Bangkok in Thailand. Today we're going to catch a Batik Air flight to Bali in Indonesia. We'll be traveling on board of the Boeing 737-800 in economy class. Thank you so much for joining in and coming along, and let's begin the trip report. We start our journey here at the historical Hua Lompong train station of Bangkok. Long-distance trains used to depart from this station, but with the opening of the new Bang Sue Central Station, only regional services will depart from the old Central Station of Bangkok. Today's trip report isn't about trains but planes, because we are on our way to Dongwon International Airport to catch Batik Air to Denpasar, also called Bali by 99% of the passengers. So for your uncultured swines out there, Bali is the island and Denpasar is its capital. The local train from Hua Lompong to the airport is gonna be the most unconventional way to reach the airport. It's infrequent, slow, has no air conditioning, and the ride takes 1 hour. However, it is the cheapest way, with the ticket costing just 5 Thai baht. In comparison, the airport bus will cost you 50 baht, and a Grab taxi should be around 500 baht. Once at Dongwon Station, a bridge connects the train station with the airport. Walk through the domestic terminal and you will reach the international one in no time. Batik Air is part of the Lion Air Group, and it positioned itself as an airline with better service. Check-in was very smooth. All tickets include 20 kilograms of checked luggage. However, seat selection wasn't available, and pre-ordering food or drinks was also not possible. Online check-in did open up 12 hours before departure, so I could snag myself a nice window seat free of charge. After passing through security and passport control, it's time for some window shopping, or in other words, just looking and not buying. I must say that the airside is a pleasant place to hang out. Like everywhere in Asia, food stalls are in abundance, ranging from local to prime American culture. Price-wise, everything seems to be reasonable, with a hot meal costing around 300 baht. More expensive in the city, but not for rip-off prices. Hot and cold water tap points are available throughout the terminal building. Since I have already eaten lunch, a bottle of Coke will do just fine. Some seats will offer you a nice apron view, and here we can see the arrival of our Batik Air flight. It's coming from Jakarta with some delay, and we'll head to Denpasar next. This isn't the default Batik Air livery, as this aircraft comes on Lion Air. After some waiting, we were called for boarding with a delay of 45 minutes. Business class and families with young children started first, and then followed the rest of us plebs in economy class. Up front is where the elite of the Batik Kingdom spend their time. Batik Air has a real business class, and it is in a 2+2 configuration. More to the back, and this is my economy class seat for the coming hours. It's a very standard 3+3 configuration, and I have reserved seat 21A. Every seat has a personal IFE screen with a single jack and a USB-A port. The tray table folds down, slides towards you, and may include some stains. The legroom space is pretty generous compared to Air Asia. However, you'll notice that the cleanliness isn't a priority here, with rubbish in the seatback pocket and a very dirty floor besides the stained tray table. This is how the seat looks like when fully reclined. A tiny bit, but better than nothing. Individual air vents are installed, but the light cover is apparently missing.
Would like to welcome aboard Batik Air's ID 7636, destinations to Bali. The flight time to Bali is 4 hours. We would like to inform you that this is a non-smoking flight, including electric cigarette device.
Sehingga terjangkau. Tarik masker ke arah Anda. Pasang menutupi mulut dan hidung pada kaki. Kaitkan karetnya di kepala dan bernapaslah seperti biasa. Penumpang yang membawa anaknya.
The interior is not being in the best state. This doesn't mean the plane isn't safe to fly. It's just the cosmetics, and that's purely a company policy on how to deal with it. Or in our case, not dealing with it at all. Anyways, flight time to Denpasar will be 4 hours. So on some websites, Batik Air is mentioned being a full-service airline. On their own website, they just mention things like more comfort and better seats. They don't call themselves a full-service airline. Therefore, during check-in, I asked if there would be a meal service on board, and yes, there was. Service commenced not long after takeoff. And behold, this is Batik Air's meal service. A cold bread roll filled with chocolate paste and a cup of water with a straw. This is it for a medium-haul flight of 4 hours to Bali. They also fly from Bali to Sydney, taking 6 hours. I can't imagine they only serve this, but I'm afraid they do. Now, a complimentary snack service is always a nice gesture, but on a longer flight like this, I would have expected a buy on board menu with hot food options like with Air Asia. But no, this is all Batik Air has to offer, and the crew just disappeared after the meal service. There is so much potential to make more profit, but the airline chooses to keep everything to the bare minimum. Okay, now let's have a look at the entertainment screen. All content is free to watch, but they don't provide you with headphones, nor do they sell them. Content is very limited, so you must be lucky if you find something to watch here. Well, at least there is the moving map loaded with geeky numbers you could watch. Or at least, if it's working. You could watch content on your phone with the airline entertainment app via the onboard Wi-Fi. Problem is that our aircraft doesn't have Wi-Fi at all. Well, at least there is this prayer card, so you can enhance your spiritual life high up in the air. There isn't much to do, so I decided to nap my time away with the remainder of the flight. Batik Air was previously known as Malindo Air, but it's a complete mystery how this airline wants to present itself. You get a new name and a new identity, but I suspect Batik Air to be in an identity crisis. They offer some of the luxury from full-service airlines like personal IV screen, complimentary snack service and free checked luggage. But they just do the bare minimum with those freebies, except for the free checked luggage. That was great. Here is, by the way, a quick look of the lavatory on board, which was, in contrast to the main cabin, in clean and good condition. Well, night has fallen and we are approaching Denpasar airport. Let's recap this flight. Batik Air gives you some elements of a full service carrier, but it lacks quality. The dirtiness doesn't really help with the enhanced experience they talk about, and I wish they would have chosen a different business model. For this flight I paid €135.72 for a single ticket from Bangkok to Bali. A bit more expensive than Air Asia, but you don't have any options to enhance your trip. I was willing to spend more money on food or seat selection, but none was available. And on a 4-hour medium-haul flight, you do want the option to get more food and beverage, either paid or free. For now, just come prepared, knowing what to expect, and you can travel cheaply across Asia Pacific with them. And that was Batik Air from Bangkok to Bali. Thank you so much for joining and coming along. Take care, guys, and we'll see each other in the next video.